A sinkhole has swallowed a utility truck. This is at an apartment building in the West End. CP24's Beatrice Vaisman joins us live with more from the scene on Western Road. First off, Beatrice, is everyone okay?
Everyone's okay. That's the good news, Bakari. Anytime you can come to a scene like this and say there are no injuries, that's a good news day. Visually, though, it is quite something to see. The truck behind me, the nose, is in the air, and the back end of the truck has gone through the pavement, essentially, into the P1 level of the underground garage of this apartment building. It happened around 8 o'clock this morning. Thankfully, the driver was able to get out. No injuries, and thankfully there was no one directly under the vehicle where I imagine there would have been falling debris into the underground garage. No one was injured there. No vehicles, as far as we're understanding, damaged either. Let's get a sense of what happened and what happens from here. I've got Toronto Fire District Chief Tim Wardle. Thanks so much, Chief, for making time. Talk to us about what's happening now. What are we watching your crews do here?
So what we're looking at here, at about 8 a.m. this morning, crews got a call for a truck that had gone into the underground. When crews arrived, we realized that the driver was out. There was no injuries to be concerned about. So right now we're emptying the fuel out of the truck, and then we're going to use these two heavy tow trucks we have here. One of them is going to bring up the back of the truck, and then we're going to pull it forward and out. But we've had engineering crews have a look and ensure the structural integrity. So right now it's just a question of removing the fuel and getting the truck out of the way.
I know this is what the truck actually looked like when you guys arrived here. As you mentioned, the driver was already out. But was this a kind of a slow progression, a slow sinkhole, or was this a sudden, I guess, jarring sinking of this truck?
From the report I had from the driver who was out making a delivery, he felt the back end of the truck just slowly start to sink down. So it was a slow progression into the ground. And luckily nobody underneath it.
Yeah, what causes something like this to happen, Chief?
Well, that's a question better for the engineers, but they're verifying to make sure that the supports underneath were adequate. But I know that vehicles have driven up and down this driveway before, so it's still under investigation.
Yeah. What is, I guess, the procedure like in terms of getting this vehicle and making sure that it is structurally sound as well, so that no one else, falls in or injures themselves afterwards?
So we have the City of Toronto Building Department. Their engineers come out and they have a look at it. We've also had the Ministry of Labour involved to make sure that they're comfortable with everything. So also the contractor has an engineer here. So it's multiple engineers and Building Department, Ministry of Labour. There's a lot of boxes to check, but before we actually move this out, we have to go through all of that.
You mentioned fuels being removed. Why is that important to happen right now?
We're removing the fuel so that just in case when we bring the truck up, if the fuel tank gets ruptured, that we don't want an environmental problem with spilled diesel fuel. So we remove all the fuel from the tank before we bring it up.
And how long do you think this whole process is going to take?
I would say we're looking at least a couple more hours. We're hoping a couple more hours.
I know that the truck driver's been walking around. Have you had a chance to talk to him? What's the general sense as to how he's doing?
Yeah, no, he's doing fine. He's doing fine. He's grateful to be out. Initially, he couldn't get to his phone, and we couldn't get the truck shut off because it was sitting precariously in the hole, but we were able to secure it and got him his phone, and he's doing well.
And just to confirm, no damage to any vehicles or significant, I guess?
No, at this point, the only damage is exactly what you see to the driveway sunk into P1, and no other damage other than that.
All right, I guess a good news sinkhole story here in the city. Thanks so much, Chief, for your time. Appreciate it very much. So we're showing you live pictures as well. I mean, the truck is precariously hanging inside this sinkhole that swallowed it up, nose up. The long wire that you see attached to the front bumper is attached to a heavy tow truck here, Bakari. That heavy tow truck parked here to make sure that the vehicle doesn't sink further into the hole or doesn't shift as well, as crews start to try to make progress when it comes to removing this vehicle here at Weston and St. Philip's Road. And we're just watching, again, more crew members arriving. They're emptying the vehicle, the truck, of the fuel. That's what you heard the district chief talking about. Still a few more hours to go, though, until this vehicle is actually out of the hole. And then more work then for engineers and structural engineers as well to make sure that the structure is safe and to work on actually repairing the hole as well. Bakari.
Hey, Beatrice, have you been able to get any closer to see just how deep the sinkhole is?
I've not. There's not a lot of space around. I'm going to try. We've had Chopper 24 up above the scene earlier, which gave us kind of a better sense as to what it actually looked like from up above. And certainly, it's something to see, right? It's not every day you see a truck nose up in the middle of a hole in the pavement adjacent to an apartment building. And thankfully, again, there was no one in the underground parking lot on P1 when this happened. Otherwise, it would have been telling potentially a completely different story here as well.
Yeah, well, don't get too close, Beatrice. All right, CP24's Beatrice Vaisman. Thanks a lot.